All right, buddy boy, we got something good in here today? Or do you just like the tripod? Yeah, there's something good. Got all kinds of random baseball stuff. I finally found these tins since my Fanatics order is still not here. It really has been 9 days since I ordered it, right? No clue what's going on with that. These are back at Meijer. These are $5 at Meijer. They always have the dollar store packs and 9 cards in it. So they were at the good Meijer, which has such a depressing amount of cards anymore, though they did have these. These are 20 at Meijer, versus 15 everywhere else. The advent calendar was 60. Somebody had helped themselves to an advent calendar too there. Had spewed all the parts to it everywhere and just grabbed what they wanted. This is from Amazon. I've $20-ish, $24, something like that. We know these, right? These are at CVS now too, if you are looking for cards there. Kohl's had that for $7.99, so I grabbed it. I went back by the vending machine too and got this. So I figured we're opening 22 Donruss, so let's open some 23 as well. But let's start with the packs that we've opened a few different times and we'll work our way around. Is that okay, buddy? Huh? Is this a good way to start? Well, that's how we're starting. And as always, these cards get mixed into the Etsy packs. And of course, the best way to help us out here is to maybe find a Paul Skeens in one of those packs. If you buy a Pirates pack like that, when I go through and actually put it in there, or a Jackson Merrill rookie, or whatever else I might find. Here's another Skeens. 2 Skeens in one pack. It's kind of nice. With the duo card there. It's a neat Nolan Ryan 89 as well. Let's make some room for ourselves, okay, buddy? Torkelson on the back. But these cards, right, along with those, will get mixed into my Etsy packs. So, you can buy those. Great stuff for Christmas, good stuff for kids or for super fans. But the easiest way to, of course, help me and Kappi out is to like and subscribe and all that sort of thing. And you get to see all kinds of videos of this fun little boy right here and me hanging out with baseball and football cards. So we got a live stream we'll do at some point here coming up as well, like I promised next week, since it got bumped from this week. I don't remember that Dylan Lee card at all. It's the old Mandela effect, right? Since I've opened so many of these. Birdie, Yankees, another 89. Blake Snell and Verlander on the back. So let's do those. These are also, like I said, I had a coupon, one of those $4 off coupons in the mile-long CVS receipt, and some extra bucks. So I didn't actually pay but a couple of cents for both of these packs. They're $4.99 each. And since they didn't have the update, I just grabbed what was there because stuff was expiring. And not finding anything too exciting. Also want to thank those of you that yelled at me in the last video about the Fernando Tatis card that I missed that had the Christmas cookie on it. There's a rainbow foil of Penrod. But out of that Topps Mega holiday box, had the Christmas cookie back. It's a short print, I guess you got to look for in those things. How they've changed holiday this year. We'll see how this tin goes. Some have told me the tin's the way to go. Some have told me the mega box was the way to go. So we'll check that out here in a little bit. Salvi Perez in the 90 design. I'll put that over here with the other throwback designs. But otherwise, they were pretty basic packs from Series 2. This is what happens when you pay less than $1 for 2 packs. How about this? $7.99 at Kohl's. And as we were doing some shopping, got something green sticking out at us in there. Whatever that might mean. Muncie, Hodge, Springer, Gurriel. It's been a great World Series, hasn't it? Lindor, I'm sure I've pulled that several times by now. Whitcomb, Burrows, Baker. That's a nice Mike Trout throwback design. We'll put that over here with the other throwbacks. Here's our shimmery, aqua-colored Ryan Jeffers card. So, Kappi, you want to look at that one? How about a yellow of Cantillo? Yellow parallel. Jackson Holiday, father and son, and those. So, anything high in here, or wait, this last year's is low, isn't it? So, anything of note, and the answer is, of course, about 66 on that holiday card. Oh, whichever way it went. Let's see. Let's do these, right? These, like, if you don't have a Meijer near you, okay, they're an MJ Holdings product. I've opened them several times over the years. They always come out around Christmas and Easter. I guess as sort of cheap alternatives to candy or something like that. they always seem to have these same packs. These 23 Big League, 23, you know, Series 1 update or Series 2 update, that type of stuff. Then you get random cards. The last time we opened these, earlier this year, the random cards had suddenly turned into, you know, like junk wax cards and stuff. And you get a Meijer purple as well, always mixed in. The purples are not numbered if you're not familiar with Meijer, but I got a bunch of holiday cards. I even got a metallic holiday card, which is kind of interesting. White, these from last year. Rodriguez, McNeil, Lindor, Wyatt Langford rookie. Maybe you find a Skeens? How about a hat card? So they didn't do anything to edit these, right? They just threw them in. That's MJ Holdings at its purest. That's an interesting surprise, right? So maybe it's worth grabbing something like that again, especially you're going to get me the metallic as well and the parallel, right? The Christmas tree parallel, not just the base cards. That ain't half bad. Again, it's going to be a bunch of dollar store packs, and it's going to be things like that. But, I mean, that Alvarez is going to wind up my PC. I'm pretty sure I don't have that. But what are the packs? You get 6 packs, 9 cards, well, 10 cards if you include the purple card, right? And they're all, like I said, they're the, you know, big leagues and the Series 2 and updates from 23. So they're, you know, you're not going to hit out of these unless you get miracle lucky, right? I mean, I don't think there's any hits at all other than the silver cards in these big leagues. But you can do worse for $5, can't you? Hell, you can do worse for a lot more money. Right, buddy? Just hanging out. Kappi is watching. I've got the TV on. For those of you that don't know my background, right, I am actually a college professor. I teach political science at Ball State. And my research area is disaster management. I've published on emergency management and stuff like that since 2000, 9/11. I was on an airplane on 9/11. That's kind of how that got started. And because I was going to go and be a city manager. That was my goal when I was in a master's program. And then I wound up here, Senga rookie. What was going to happen to him? But yeah, so I research emergency management, homeland security, stuff like that. So I'm watching, a YouTube channel as well as we're doing this. That's, going around Jamaica and looking at all the damage down there from Hurricane Melissa. It's bad. Bad. So hopefully, you weren't affected to another Senga rookie. It's the Senga break. But hopefully, if you know somebody down there, they've made it through. If you're down there, you made it through. Because Category 5 damage is always bad enough no matter where it is, but, the infrastructure and things like that in Jamaica and in that rural area on the west side of the island, yeah, it's rough looking. Mason Miller's rookie debut. So Kappi's just kind of enamored by the guy driving the car down the road. He does that sometimes when I'm watching the Storm Chasers and things like that, because I am a weather nerd here on YouTube as well. That was Tovar's rookie debut. And we got some rookie of the Astros and Perez from the Birds. Let's see if this is any different. Let's see if we've got, any more of those surprising holiday cards mixed in here. It's going to be the same packs, right? They're holiday again. So here's the other big leagues. Here's the other update. But yeah, there's the purple, just out of the base set of Andrew Heaney. Second or Series 2 from last year. Again, did they mix in who you're chasing here? Rosarena, White, Mead, Perez. So you got the hat again. You would think they would, MJ Holdings is just random people probably doing this, but I got all the parallels too. That's a lot better than it was earlier this year when you just suddenly got some random 89 tops that were in kind of shape. But there's Dominguez in the Santa hat. Here's an Edwin Diaz for my PC. So I'm going to start a PC pile over here, buddy. You want to guard it? You guard those. McCutcheon and Schwarber in the, Christmas tree design. Evergreen design, whatever they call it. I like those better than this year's. I'll say that. Takes a lot to surprise me out of a Meijer pack, but it has. That. Peralta. Varvara, Bautista, and Waka. Had to do it, right? You have to do it with that name. Yeah. So, Piguero, Thomas, Kepler, and Donovan. See, Kappi bringing the fire again, right? He missed one video, and Hell, I missed what was the hit in there, but this is about the best you can do out of these big league packs. That's silver, like I said before. So, this. Why did I set this down here? I don't know. Putting them in the pile. Another silver there. It's Manoa, Darno, and Gurriel in that pack. They were all what do we call? Not portrait, but the other design. That guy, Mervis, Miller, Guillorme, and Profar. Last one out of this. And we got one more of those. Then let's do the Donruss before we get into the holiday tin and stuff. That's Martinez, Bobby Miller, Renfroe. All right, last one of these. Cappy, we're going to have to find more of these. Especially if we hit yet another, Santa hat or something out of here. Same packs. Same packs. More holiday. You can see the number there. So let's spread the packs. There we go. Our purple is Drew Walters. You got to wonder, is there going to be a Skeens purple or something like that hiding in one of these? Freed, Albies, or just a Skeens out of this. Guerrero, Lipscomb, Jack Leiter, Contreras, and Snell. So that was sort of, I didn't miss anything there, right? That was the base box cards. You figure we get that sometime. I mean, we're not going to hit the hat every time, or the insert card every time, right? So, you can do worse though. I mean, if you hit the right player in that, you can definitely do a lot worse. That is Bobby Witt celebrating with Salvi Perez there. My neighbor's blower is very loud. Williams, right? Adams, Hamilton, and a couple players talking. I went too fast to see who it was. It was like Bryce Harper. More of these. Melendez, Mitchell, Harper, and Winker. Forgive me if you hear that and if it catches the blower in the background. It's that time of year in the Midwest, right, where everything's falling. So, Blake Snell, Marte, Hendricks, Polanco. And zoom on us, not on Cappy. I know, Cappy's the star around here. Contreras, Syndergaard, and Severino. I don't recall ever seeing that Syndergaard in Big League before. Here is Diaz, Voth, Bradley, Tapara, and Webb. So let's check this out. We opened this a couple weeks ago. Like I said, there's a vending machine not too far from my house. That's what this little thing, I guess, is protecting the packs as it kind of slides out and into the rack there. I was going to videotape. That was my whole goal of going there and getting this and the blaster box I bought that I'll open in another video. But there's two vending machines next to each other. There's this and then your standard candy vending machine, and the guy was loading the candy one. So I'll go back again and get some more stuff at some point from that. It's not that far. I could walk to it. Evan Carter. Here we've got Jim Palmer in the 90 design. Ichiro. About Mason Wynn. Dontre Willis. Mick Abel. Langford. Ichiro again. This is Mo Rivera. And let's flip these around here. Boom. Whoops. Willie Stargell is sticking to Duke Snider. So a Diamond King. I like that Elite Series, though, Duke Snider. I like that, the diamond design. That's pretty cool on that. Here's our oranges. Jason Dominguez orange, and the Rated Prospect is a nice card. We'll set that down with the other stuff we've set down. Ben Sheets, Coleman, Frank Thomas in the silver. Here's our numbered card. It's Espino. Daniel Espino from the Cleveland Guardians. Veen, Miller, the Mick, Henry Davis, Johnson, Rod Carew, and there's that backwards Nolan Ryan again. We pulled that last time too, the reverse negative, play on that. So I didn't see it last time. At least I saw it this time. Let's open one of these first, and then we'll get into a blaster box, because this should go quick. All right, so 3 cards here. These are $10 each. at Walgreens if you're new, and there are plenty of videos of me opening them going back. So a nice Votto there in the All-Star Game card. And we've got a couple Bowman packs. Base Bowman from 2023, that is a retail pack, it looks like. And then the Bowman Platinum from 21. Still see these around. The ones I went to that were still out, that's why I was able to grab them the way I like to grab them, at least. There is some kind of relic card, or not relic, but some kind of chrome card about to come up here after we look at Miguel Cabrera, numbered to 50. Holy cow. Miguel Cabrera, 30 out of 50. That's an awesome hit. This is the card I was talking about, but we'll take a Miggy to 50 anytime. That's cool. I'll look that one up too. This is the one that, you know, I knew was coming. It's a twin, Rodriguez, who was 62nd on some list at some point. And then our other chromes are Avina and Lee. Surprised by the hits. I feel like that should be the title for this video. You would know by now since you clicked on it. Charlie Blackmon, McMahon. We got a Ruiz in a kind of shimmery, you know, diamond ice design, whatever they call it. And Aaron Nola behind. So Keibert Ruiz of the Dodgers with a couple Rockies there. Oh, what the heck. Let's just go through this quick and then we'll bust the other things. We got the hobby pack of Heritage High number from 21 again. And what is this? 23 Chrome Update. That sounds interesting. I don't know if I've opened that in a long time. A couple of 21 cards, a couple reds. Him and Farmer to go with cool. Kappi, you're just chilling and bringing the fire today. Let's open this first just because the other one's the hobby pack. Something pink on the back there, if that means anything. I have no idea. Vargas rookie debut. Dylan Moore. Here is Alvarez's rookie debut. That's got to go to my PC. I'm pretty sure I don't have that in the chrome. Here is BB, and then Tyler Anderson in the pink. Pink is just pink. It's not numbered. Probably just some parallel for some store or something like that. Pink. Tyler Anderson. I'll set that down here just because it's pink. My daughter sees that card, she's grabbing it. She's been grabbing a lot of the color cards recently. She's that age. And Dad doesn't say no. Merriweather, Michaelis, Rosario, Presley, Story, Hewer, Honeywell, Udo, and Albert Pujols, who I guess isn't going to manage anywhere from the way it looks. That could change. Hell, that could change by the time this thing comes out. Let's look at 22. And I got this because we've opened the 21 update packs a few times on Amazon, and this is one of those things that I needed to get $25 to get something the same day, you know what I mean, with your Prime membership. So let's see what we get out of here, other than the, you know, the pedophile on the cover there. I'm sorry he's been staring at us the whole time. But let's flip them this way so we don't have to look at him anymore. Right, buddy? Rather look at him, wouldn't we? Ignore my bag of Utz there. The Cadillac of potato chips, Utz barbecue. They have been my favorite for 45 years. Ozzie Smith, Edmund, Seager, Trout, Lowe, the pedophile, Mize, Ryan, Kershaw. We got Freddie Freeman in the, is that purpley blue kind of look there? I don't know what color you'd say that is. Here's a name alternative in the blue with Fernando Tatis, and then a Blade in, is that what we're looking for on this? Forgot to look. The Marvels, the hit list. What are we guaranteed in here? Yeah, Rapture parallels and the purple. That's what that is. Purple hollow parallels. So there's a Blade in that. What else we got in here, buddy? Frank Thomas, Garrett Cole, McMahon, Moncada, Castellanos, Musgrove, Rosarena, Torres, Heel, Olson, Cal Raleigh rookie. Can't argue with that, can we? Pops. Another name parallel, right? Burt Blyleven, and then Brandon Lowe in the purple this time to go with Guerrero. Nice. Vladdy Sr. as an Expo in the Unleashed parallel card. I'm going to set that one down. Vladdy Sr. So yeah, you made it this far. You like these kind of random retail rips. So do I. You know, I watch some other channels. You know, definitely give Kappi and I some love. Love Kappi. You don't have to love me. Sanchez, Jimenez, Randy Johnson, Sandberg, Bo Flows, Bo Bichette. If you're a, you know, fan of the Pete and the Diamond King, but Blue Jays fans, hit me up as they're winning here. If they may have by the time I post this video, we'll see. That is Abreu to 228. Who came up with that number? 136 of 228. That might be the most random serial number of all time. Kiner Falefa, let's flip this around this way. It's IKF, De La Cruz, and then Aaron Judge's bomb squad in the silver kind of shimmery design. Pedophiles on the back of this one with Tatis, McCovey, Acuna, Bryce Harper, Bell, Max Muncy, Albies, Seth Beer, Votto, Gonzalez, right? There's Juan Soto in the red, white, and blue. Nicky Lopez, Manoa in the purples, and then the unfortunate card that we get there that's trending that in 2022 would have been worth, you know, $1 or something in $1, you know, a box like that. But now it's basically lighter, you know, starter for a fire. Trevor Story, Tomei, Burns. Where you going, buddy? Nuke Bar. Did we hit everything already? He's leaving. Marte, Ramirez, and then the hit list is Brian Reynolds. I like that. That's a neat parallel set. Or insert set, I should say. The hit list. I don't want to cover that Cabrera, though. Let me get that back out here. So we've got 3 numbered cards. We've got the couple of holiday hits that we found randomly. It's a pretty good break for all this random retail stuff. That, you know, I was just happy to finally go out and buy things today. I've been so busy at work and doing other things, right? You know, with Halloween and everything going on. How about a Cronenworth in the Liberty design? Here is Valdez in the purple with Irod behind him. And an Elite Cabrera. It's the Cabrera box. Or the Cabrera break, I guess, right? The other one was out of the Bowman box. So let's get into this. If you know my history with these, I didn't earlier, right? At least in the other stuff, but I usually miss the hits that are in here. As I did earlier, right? I did the previous break where I opened and got, you know, the short print of a candy, Christmas cookie, whatever back. That type of stuff. We're going to look for 6 holiday light parallels that are in here. And we're going to hope they're in good shape, because that was always the question about these tins in the past. So let's see what we get out here. I do have 3 more coming. They did a little bit more to protect them this year. Let's give them credit. Okay, so they at least put a little touch of cardboard around. So Pete Crow Armstrong starts us off with Chapman, Robert, Castillo, Martinez, Young, Altuve, Baker, Shohei, Harris, Yelich, Shaw, Acuna, Harper, Crochet, Merrill, Burke. If I have missed anything as I'm looking through this, yell at me in the comments. James Wood, Norby, Freed, Cuero. All right, we got an ornament card, present ornament card of Kumar Rocker. It is actually an ornament. There is a spot there for a hanger. But Kumar Rocker. This must be the Holiday Lights parallel, what it looks like this year. So Kirby, Devers, Colby Mayo, who we got the lights in the last break. That is Brian Reynolds. So there's 4 of them. What do we got backwards here? We got Trey Turner in the, looks like a, elf hat. Something like that. Trey Turner. The elf. Put that there with the other ones. Del Castillo and Young are in blue holiday lights. So a blue parallel of the holiday lights. And then Kikuchi, whose numbered card we got last time. Campbell, Cal Raleigh, Happ, Westberg, York, Schwellenbach. There's Turner's base. Langoliers, Aaron Judge, Abrams, Freeman, Carpenter, Peralta, Vivaldi, Horton, Simpson, Ramirez, Burleson, Benetiende, Rosarena, Bregman, and Manny Machado to finish us off. And I'm willing to bet, since everything else has had the things backwards, that this is all just going to be the base, because the other things were backwards. So I'm not even going to spend too much time here looking at the end, as Kappi has left us already anyway. But yeah, I mean, the tin is right there with the mega box. You know, the Meijer tax is what it is. It sucks. It's an extra $5. But my options are limited. They did not have these at Target near me, so that's the only place I've seen them so far. But definitely surprised by those Meijer packs with the old holiday in it with the hits, right? This one and the Luis Robert here that we did hit earlier on here in the video. So definitely surprised by those. Got a couple cards for my PC. Got some more serial numbered cards to mix into the Etsy packs. That's the kind of stuff I like. So if you've made it this far, as always, like, subscribe, that type of stuff. Kappi and I will be back with some more randomness during the week. I've got that live stream I'm going to do with the baseball card box that has a whole bunch of serial numbered cards and a couple autographs and stuff like that in it. We'll show that off. That'll be the last box that I probably mix and sort, and then I can actually start making the baseball packs again, which I did the Dodgers and the Mariners before, while they were playing in their championship series. There's plenty of Blue Jays in stock. There's plenty of Dodgers in stock if you're watching this. So hit up the Etsy shop. It's always down in the link. The link is always down below. I covered it here, right? Kappi's cards, cards at the end there, but fun stuff. Hope everybody has a great Halloween weekend, and we'll see you next time.